Hello, I'm very tired, a little sick maybe, and Zag just attacked the hell out of me, but let's go ahead and talk about Barry. I already tried recording this once, but Zag interrupted me by really just hurting my arm. So anyway, Barry went through a lot of different things. We covered a lot of ground in that game. It was so fun. At one point, we were adventuring, and the player character that he was infatuated with dies, and we have a funny scene. You'll hear me reference it with Rev whenever he's on my stream. I was just like, so can I have the body? Because he was playing at the time a necromancer who, the spirits passed on. The body is nothing. So I wish to do something with it to help the spirits of the dead find more peace and all that. And he's like, it's just a hunk of meat now. Like, you shouldn't care. The person you cared for is gone. And Barry, not seeing it that way, reacts and hits him. Blah blah blah. And we went through this whole adventure to get her back. We called on the help of Baron Samedi, a friend who I respect greatly as an actor, portrayed Baron for the scene in which we were asking for his aid, and it was fantastic. It was phenomenal. So many things happened with it. It was crazy. And we went on to save her, bring her back to life, and my his powers were lost because he had gone to when they had gone to the underworld the first time around. He was disowned, or he disowned it. He separated himself. He called off his attachment to his bloodline. Anyway, he ended up instead being adopted by Quetzalcoatl, shown the way to do so by Flora, who was the character he was infatuated with because she was a scion of Tlaloc, the Aztec god of rain. And so things evolved for him. He stopped being quite so the sun and healing focus and became more of like a fire and brawler with some archery mixed in. And I really liked how his fighting style had evolved from there. So he would, throw punches, and he got these gloves that would allow a bow to just appear magically for him, and he could throw a punch but have the other hand kind of go opposite way, draw a string, magically make an arrow appear, and then fire it into the face of the person. I keep losing my framing here. I'm sorry. I'm worn out. The job has been good, but it's rough yelling over a bunch of kids in a very confined room. Anyway, so yeah, I don't really remember too much else what happened because it's been so long and I don't have my notes anymore. I stopped taking notes midway through the campaign just so I could focus more on enjoying the game. But they eventually went out into the mountains somewhere and encountered a Wendigo, and someone went into a monstrous form to fight the Wendigo and ended up devouring the thing and became a Wendigo themselves. That was actually the same character who asked for the body, and those two kind of bonded a little bit more over their little misadventures because they were confined alone trying to deal with shit. It was funny. It was one of those one can't stand the other is just whatever with him, and they're forced to work together. I love those little kinds of narrative themes of could be enemies but need to be friends right now. So yeah, anyway, I'm rambling. I don't really remember much of the specific events anymore, but I do remember that he was fun to play. It was fun to play that game, especially with that table, because they were very much like, oh, let's just rock and roll. Let's just play stuff, and let's just tell a good story and come up with cool things to narrate and build each other up and let each other have that moment when they're having it. Like, oh, I'm not gonna jump in on this because no, you're killing it, dude. Like, keep going. We want to see what you've got in terms of ideas. Zach, we are not doing that right now. Yeah, I'm gonna call it before the cat really decides it's time to maul my arm. There he is. And so be excellent to each other, be excellent to yourselves, and I'll see you